With the release of Season of the Deep and the new dungeon on Friday, we've seen the introduction of two top-tier rockets into the game. The first one being the reprised Apex Predator from the last Wish raid, and the most recent one being the Cold Comfort Stasis rocket launcher from the new dungeon Ghost of the Deep. I had and crafted a God Roll Apex Predator. I had to grind for that for so many hours, and I've also gone and farmed for the God Roll Cold Comfort. Now, both these rocket launchers have super good perk combinations, making them, in my opinion, the two new best rockets in the game. The Apex Predator having Slideways, Reconstruction, Incandescent, Demolitionist, Danger Zone, Tracking, and Threat Detector on the left, and on the right having Bait and Switch, Vorpal, Explosive Light, Tripod, Surrounded, Collective Action, and Frenzy. Now, a lot of people are hyping up Slideways on this rocket, and I tested it out. It is definitely good, but it's not very practical when you're doing raids. When you're going to be playing with 6 people standing in a well, your teammates are not going to be very happy with you sliding around, killing them with their own rockets. I will show what the damage looks like on screen now. That's probably the best he's gonna get.
Probably like 2.6-ish. Wow.
Now, I did use Stasis Hunter for that damage testing, and for these ones, I'm going to be using Strand Warlock, as Strand Warlock is actually the new highest damage output in the game for Warlock, and honestly, every class. But yeah, that aside, you can see that the damage was alright, but it wasn't very practical, as I had to constantly keep remembering to slide back and forth. It's way more of a headache, first of all, and second of all, it's just super annoying. So the role I am going to be using is Bait and Switch and Reconstruction. So at the time of recording, the Cold Comfort is actually still encrypted in the API, and so we aren't able to see all the perk options. But from what I've gathered, just looking at Twitter and seeing everyone's roles, this is the best role that you're going to be able to get. Envious Assassin giving you 2 rockets at first, and Bait and Switch giving you the crazy damage. And also the Origin trait is what makes this rocket absolutely insane. So what it does is reviving allies or defeating combatants with finishers, reloads this weapon, and readies an emergency reload for the next time this weapon runs out of ammo. So essentially on one-shot weapons like the rocket launcher and the Wayframe grenade launcher from the dungeon, is when you shoot it, it instantly reloads it again. You have to get a finisher to proc this, so you get a finisher, and then next time you shoot the gun, it'll just instantly reload it. So the synergy this has with Envious Assassin is you already have 2 in the mag, you shoot your 2, and then after you shoot the 2, it instantly reloads the 3rd bullet in the mag, so you can shoot 3 bullets instantly to start the damage phase. And this is perfect because Bait and Switch is on a limited time, unlike the damage perks we've been using recently, like Explosive Light. So yeah, so I'm going to roll what is as close to perfect damage phases as you're going to get with these 2 rockets, and then after that, I'll come and give you my thoughts.
I forgot about the 2-second thing. Bro! Don't kill him! Don't kill him! Don't kill him! We're gonna lose the checkpoint!
Oh, you fucking... No, bro. Fucking so close. That was like perfect though.
Yeah.
And they were pretty much like
That
really
was
similar.
yeah, pretty much perfect. It is.
So as you can see from our reaction there, we were able to one phase the boss with just me shooting essentially. Of course, he was shooting tractor cannons, and he shot a Galahorn at the start to give me Wolfpack rounds, but he was shooting the Galahorn at the wall and just shooting him every once in a while with the tractor cannon. I believe he did around 50,000 damage, was what he was normally doing when we were testing. So I was able to one shot with their one phase rather with the new dungeon rocket, whereas the Apex Predator left him on literally 1 HP, one more rocket and I would have done it. And what I find interesting about that is that the frame of the dungeon rocket actually gives it one more reserve. So that might be why I was able to one phase with that rocket and not the Apex Predator. So the big question is, which one should you go get? Now, technically, I guess you could tell from the testing that the dungeon rocket was better, just marginally though. Like, these rockets are both insane, top tier, the best rockets in the game, and they're not even hard to acquire. They just require a time sink. It really comes down to what activity you like more. If you really like running the dungeon, then I would say go for the dungeon rocket. If you don't really like farming or you like Last Wish better, go for the Apex Predator. The reason I say this is because the Apex Predator is not nearly as hard to get, and you can get it passively by just doing the Hawthorne quest every week. You get a guaranteed red border. Right now you actually get 2. So yeah, the Apex Predator just requires less farming than the dungeon one, because the best encounter to farm for the dungeon rocket is the first encounter, and there is 6 things in the pool. So not only do you have to get lucky and get the rocket, but you also have to get the perks you want. Whereas the Apex Predator, you can craft it exactly how you want it, and there's no RNG involved. So I hope this helped you guys decide which rocket is better. If you enjoyed or the video helped, please remember to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. If you have any other builds you're interested in me testing, mainly Titan, because right now I've been able to find top tier damage options for Warlock and Hunter, but Titan is kind of lacking right now. So if you guys have any suggestions or things you want me to test, just leave it in the comments. If not, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.